Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new here. My name is Mandy. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing 4 different recipes featuring the Members Mark fresh salsa and fresh cilantro salsa. Fresh salsa is amazing with tortilla chips, but it's also a great addition to any meal. So Members Mark has improved their flavors in the fresh cilantro salsa. They're now crispier and chunkier. They have stopped using the high pressure processing and now only use all natural preservatives. A lot of people don't realize that there is a big difference between shelf stable and refrigerated salsa. Refrigerated salsa is the best. I don't think I could ever go back to shelf stable salsa. If you have not tried the Members Mark fresh or fresh cilantro salsa, you have got to give it a try. They did send this salsa to me. This video is not sponsored, but they did send it to me and asked if I would try it again. I have tried it before and shared that in a video, and I'll post that video down in the description as well. The salsa is absolutely delicious. Anytime we go to Sam's Club, we make sure that we pick up this kind of salsa. So let's go ahead and dive in and see what types of recipes I come up with to showcase this delicious salsa. Tonight for dinner, we are going to be having taco lasagna. I'm kind of just making this up as I go along. I'm going to be using hamburger meat. I have probably almost 2 pounds of hamburger meat here. I'm going to be using low carb tortillas. You can use whatever kind of tortillas you want. A tomato and lettuce. I'll wash and chop this up. This will be like the topping of the lasagna. And then some cheddar cheese. I'm also going to be using the Members Mark fresh salsa. This stuff is absolutely delicious. And to make the taco meat, I'll be using the seasoning that I make up. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start out with making the hamburger meat, browning that up in my pan. I'm using my meat chopper that my sister-in-law bought me. I've mentioned this before in several other videos. She bought this for me whenever I hit, I think, 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. So thank you again, Miranda. I love this thing. Once the hamburger meat was all cooked, I went ahead and drained the fat off of it and put it back into the pan and sprinkled some of my taco seasoning on there. I will include the recipe for that taco seasoning down in the description. It is from one of my ketogenic cookbooks. Like I have always said, you do not have to be keto to enjoy some of these keto recipes. This is not a keto recipe. The taco seasoning is keto. So now I have added in about 3 cups of the salsa. I have my pan here sprayed with nonstick cooking spray. I'm just adding a thin layer of the hamburger mixture and then layering it with those tortillas, the same as you would if you were making a traditional lasagna. Now I'm going to add on another layer of the hamburger mixture, and I totally forgot to put some cheese on this layer, so I had to add extra cheese on the top layer. And you're just going to continue this process until you are basically out of the hamburger meat. You want to make sure you leave enough to put some of the hamburger salsa mixture on the top, and then you'll sprinkle the top of it with a lot of cheese. I had my oven on 350, I believe, and I put it in the oven just until the cheese is nice and melted and bubbly. All right, so it is all done. It smells delicious. I'm going to cut it and put a piece out on a plate and top it with the lettuce and tomatoes. I'm gonna use a little bit of Taco Bell taco sauce, and we'll see how it tastes. Oh my goodness, that is really, really good. The salsa just gives it that extra added flavor, and it kind of dresses up your regular tacos. That is so, so good. Highly recommend you try this. I will type out the recipe and put it down in the description for you. This is definitely a keeper. So good. Tonight I'm going to be making some ham and cheese omelets. So I have my eggs. I like to use heavy whipping cream. I will be adding the cilantro salsa. If you guys have not tried salsa on omelets or just scrambled eggs, you're really missing out. You need to give it a try. It is so delicious. So like I said, today we're going to be using the fresh cilantro salsa. I have just diced ham, and then I'm going to be using American cheese. Jason likes cheddar cheese on his, but we are all out. I have not made it to the store yet. I'm hoping to make it tonight, but I doubt that's going to happen. Anyways, so we're going to use American cheese, and that is going to be dinner tonight. I have my butter melting in my pan. This is just so the egg doesn't stick to the pan. And then in my bowl there, I had 3 eggs and a little bit of that heavy whipping cream. I'm just going to go ahead and flip it over and then start adding on all of the ingredients, the cheese, the ham, and the salsa. And then I do add another layer of cheese just to make it even creamier, cheesier. We love cheese around here. So tonight for dinner, we're going to be having taco pasta. I have made this before in the past. However, I'm adding a couple of new ingredients. Normally, I do not use salsa in it, but I wanted to try it with the Members Mark Fresh Cilantro Salsa, so we're going to give that a try. And because I have the smaller box of the Velveeta cheese, I decided it might not be creamy enough, so I'm going to use the heavy whipping cream just in case it's not creamy enough. You also need some hamburger meat, which I have. This is probably just a little bit over 1 pound, and my taco seasoning that I make. And then of course your pasta. This is what I have on hand, is some rotini pasta. So that's what we're gonna use for this. I'm gonna start by browning up my hamburger meat, and again using my meat chopper. Once that is all browned, I'm gonna add in the taco seasoning, mix that up a little bit, and then add in that fresh salsa. And I used probably about 2 cups of this salsa. I also have my water in a pot boiling for the pasta. Once the salsa is all mixed in, I go ahead and chop up that Velveeta cheese and put that into the pan so that it can start melting. And my water was boiling, so I added in the pasta to make that. While my pasta is cooking, I'm going to go ahead and let that cheese melt and mix it all up really good in the hamburger and salsa mixture. So as I was making this, I decided I am going to add in a can of black beans. I did go ahead and drain them, so I'm just going to add them into the taco meat mixture. The baby loves black beans, so I thought I would add that in there for him. Once my pasta is cooked, I go ahead and drain that, and now I'm going to pour in that hamburger mixture into the pasta, give it a really good stir, and that is it. This meal was very good. I loved the addition of the salsa and the beans. Our next meal is some chicken burritos. I'm kind of making this up on my own as I go, but kind of going off of other recipes that I have made in the past. So what I'm using is some chicken breast, the fresh salsa, corn, black beans, chili powder, cumin, paprika. I will also be using some rice, and the way I make my rice is in the Instant Pot. I use chicken broth to make that. It just gives it a little extra flavor using the chicken broth. So I just put that on the rice setting and let the Instant Pot do the work. Once the rice is done, I'm going to go ahead and take it out of the Instant Pot and set it aside in a bowl so that I can start making the chicken burrito filling stuff. So as you can see, my chicken breasts are still partially frozen, but I just go ahead and put those in the Instant Pot. Add in my salsa. I'm adding in my seasonings. I probably used about a teaspoon, maybe a little more. I hardly ever measure whenever I'm making up stuff on my own. But then I add in the corn and the beans. I put that on the poultry setting. Once it's all finished, I shred my chicken with my hand mixer. It is so much easier and quicker, but I will warn you, the hot liquid will splatter out, so you just have to be really careful if you do it this way. You could take it out of the Instant Pot and put it in a bowl, but I am all about using the least amount of dishes as I can while cooking. Once the chicken is all shredded to my liking, I go ahead and add the rice back into the Instant Pot and just give that a good stir. I had some avocado, cheese, lettuce, tomato, and there it was all together. I roll it up, I put butter on both sides of the burrito, and then I toast them. And then after that, I put on all of the toppings. This was really, really good. I will definitely be making this again. I want to thank Sam's Club for sending me the salsa. It has been really fun coming up with these meals and eating them. That's the best part of all this. If you haven't checked out the fresh salsa and the fresh cilantro salsa, I highly recommend it. And I want to thank you guys so much for watching. And if you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.